Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to talk to you about three things. 1, death is not the end. 2, bear in mind there will be subpoints. 2, freedom is a, wait for it, lie. 3, justice is reason. Not raisin, reason. In terms of rebuttal, our rebuttal is our arguments. Our arguments stand in opposition to their arguments. I am rebuttal. So on to death. I asked Sam Block a question. I said, do we know what happens after death or do we not? To which he said, beep, beep. He said that no human can prove an objective reality. Therefore, we must enforce the law of contract. To regulate the fact that we don't know if anything exists outside of it. So we ask you, if all humans are innately free and you cannot prove an objective reality, how do you enforce contract law? If, as first prop say, we are all innately free, why should the state regulate whether or not how we kill each other with contracts and regulations? Once again, I say, which one of you is wrong and why? No, thank you. We cannot prove what happens after death. There is no guaranteed victory for those who live, because the person who dies may get 7 virgins. We cannot prove that you won't spend eternity sitting in a room going, damn it! I could have gone to court! And for this reason, we believe this is an unconscionable choice. Because you cannot undo this. We know what is the here and now. At least I do, and I don't know if you exist. So let's stick with the here and now. Let's punish people here and now. If anything, this prop should be not duelling to death, but going to trial and then having the right to torture someone, if you think hatred is so wonderful. Freedom is a lie! Freedom is based on the idea that we have the capacity to think about things, that we have the capacity to see in others motive, that we have the capacity in ourselves to judge that motive of others and to apply to ourselves what these guys love, a moral high ground, or to others, a moral high ground. Freedom is the ability to consider, ladies and gentlemen. I ask you to look at man in a state of nature. When man exists without regulations and rules, all man has is himself, the moment, the instant, and the fear that that will end, because someone may kill them for a fish. The reality is that in that world of ultimate and perpetual violence and fear of violence, you have no time to enjoy your capacity of reason. This is what the state gave us. This is what the Leviathan is. The Leviathan is us. The Leviathan is not an external state. The Leviathan is Megazord from Power Rangers. The Leviathan is made up of every single person working together. So now I will ask the proposition to give me a point of information, please. Go ahead.
Ross, assuming there isn't an afterlife, why exactly in the 18 years that you get, can't you actually get an experience of humanity that doesn't necessarily depend on how long you live?
Because our humanity is based on the fact that we know now that we can consider ourselves. It is the uncertainty of death that makes it irrational, ladies and gentlemen. That is what lies at the core of this debate. Finally, justice as reason. To be free, we must work together in order to guarantee that no one kills us for our fish. Therefore, we must act in consensus. Therefore, we must do what is most rational, because that is the only capacity that we all share. If you want to say that you think life is so invaluable that you are willing to throw your own away and potentially throw away that of someone else, and to undermine the very thing that we have, which is our reason, by abandoning that through death, we say to you, go back to Russia, ladies and gentlemen. Leave our society, leave our Leviathan, leave our Megazord. You are not part of a society based on laws and reason. You're an aberration. You're an animal, and you deserve to go back to Russia. Ladies and gentlemen, this proposition cannot.